Good morning, children. I wonder if you remember me. I'm Reverend Carolyn Tibbott and I'm the vicar of the church in Broomfield, St Mary's Church on the Green. I know I can't welcome you into church this Easter time and I can't come in to see you for an assembly, but I did want to tell you a very special Easter story, and it's one of my favourite stories of the Easter stories. It's not actually from the Bible, but it does use some Bible characters. Now, first of all, I want to introduce you to this character, and I wonder if you remember, if you know who this is. This is a soft toy of Eeyore from the Winnie the Pooh stories. Say hello, Eeyore. Eeyore's a bit of a grumpy donkey, but I'm sure today he'll be quite happy as I use him to help me tell you this really special story of how the donkey got the cross on his back. Now, I've also sent to your teachers a picture of a real donkey so that you can actually see that some donkeys do have a dark cross on their back. So I think the teachers might show you that now, and then I'll tell the story. Now, on Palm Sunday, which is the Sunday before Easter Sunday, in church we hear a story of Jesus sending his disciples to find a donkey so that he can ride into Jerusalem. Now, this is a really important part of the story because Jesus came as the king who was going to save God's people. And most people would have expected a king to be riding in on really big fancy horses, or in those days maybe camels or elephants or anything that was really high up and really strong and really bold, really impressive. But of course Jesus was a different type of king, and so he asked his disciples to go and find a donkey for him to ride into. Now, the donkey was a really humble creature that used to do a lot of very hard work, and still today donkeys are used to do hard work and carry lots of heavy things. Now, most donkeys are pale grey, and the hair of their mane, just like Eeyore here, is black. The mane runs from between its ears and right down its back. And then there's another line that crosses between its shoulders, and that makes the sign of the cross. So this is the legend of how the donkey got the cross, the sign of the cross, the greatest symbol for Christians, on its back. Now, if you cast your minds back to Christmas time, I think you might remember that when we tell the story of Christmas, we say that Mary, Jesus' mother, rode on a donkey to the city of David where Jesus was born. And so Jesus had ridden on a donkey before, but when he was in his mummy's tummy. A donkey carried us safely to Bethlehem so that baby Jesus could be born there. And so a donkey carried baby Jesus before he was born, right at the beginning of the Christian story. And then right near to the end, a little donkey gets the chance to carry Jesus again. And so the legend is told that the little donkey that had carried Jesus on Palm Sunday came to the hill where Jesus was going to be crucified. And there were 3 crosses there. Now, seeing that Jesus was hung on the cross and knowing that only a few days beforehand Jesus had risen into Jerusalem and everybody was cheerful and everybody was joyful and people were shouting Hosanna and welcoming their servant King Jesus, the donkey felt very sad, especially when he heard people saying that Jesus had had to carry his own cross all the way up the very high, steep hill before he died on the cross. And the donkey, because the donkey felt so sad, poor donkey, he turned his back on the cross because he couldn't bear to look at it, and he kept thinking, if only I'd have known, I'd have helped Jesus to carry his cross. And although he turned his back, he felt he couldn't leave because he wanted to stay until it was all over, because he loved Jesus, this king that he'd carried into Jerusalem so much. And God in heaven saw the little donkey and the love that he had for Jesus and the tears that were rolling down his dear little face. And so the Lord caused the shadow of the cross to fall on the donkey's back. And he left it there for all times for the donkey to carry. And this is a sign that whatever service we offer to God, no matter how small, it carries a weight with God. And the cross on the donkey's back help us to remember that all the donkey needed to do was to love Jesus and be there for him. Now, although this isn't a traditional story, it's not a Bible story, I do think it's a really nice story that reminds us of the power of the cross for Christian people. Now, I hope you've enjoyed my story. I think Eeyores enjoyed taking part in our story today. And I hope you have a really lovely Easter holiday. I hope you get some Easter eggs, but try not to eat them all at once because that will give you tummy ache. And always remember that Christians believe that Jesus died and rose again. So the story doesn't end as a sad story. It ends as a story of really good news, of joy and happiness and celebration, because Jesus rose again on Easter Day so that we could all be free to love God and live our lives in peace and happiness. So I wish you a happy Easter, and may God bless you, and I hope soon to be able to come back into school and see you all again. Bye for now.